I'm Milo, and today I want to talk about Fable for the End of the World by Ava Reid. I just finished reading this yesterday, and I cannot stop thinking about it. It's a lot. It's a lot, but it's good, and I need you to read it. If you like The Hunger Games, if you like gay people, you will like this book because it's basically lesbian Hunger Games. There are a lot of parallels to the Hunger Games, which I don't mind. And Ava Reid also states that they are very inspired by Suzanne Collins, The Hunger Games, and they also thank Suzanne in the book because it's just a story that kind of very impacted them. And I could really relate to that because The Hunger Games are also one of my favorite books of all time. They're so good and so important, and the message is so important. So, yes, please read The Hunger Games if you haven't yet, if that's even possible. Or listen to the audiobooks, they're also really good. I can recommend. I just want to say the books are different from the movie because there's a lot that was actually left out. Obviously, that's always like that. And I'm kind of the person that's like, but in the book, it's so different. Like, if you watch a movie with me, I'll probably be like, oh, but in the book, it was so different. Like, really, it was so different. Like, you have to believe me. No, you have to read the book. It's so much better, and yeah. But anyways, the Fable for the End of the World is is a YA dystopian book. So it's set in the future, and there's this company, Karis, that has taken over the economy and also the politics. This book is set in a democracy, which I think is a very, very good choice because most YA dystopian novels are actually set in a dictatorship, in a very oppressive regime. This book is a democratic system that is also very oppressive, which I think is just such a good choice because it kind of highlights the paradox, like the irony of living in a democratic state, but still being oppressed, as, for example, being part of a marginalized group. Sexism and homophobia, queerphobia, racism, any kind of discrimination contradicts democracy. Which is why I love that the author chose that this plays in a democratic system. I feel like most YA dystopian books kind of, take what's already happening, but take it to the extreme. And then you kind of realize all the shit that's happening right now because you see it, like you read about it, but in a very extreme way. But you see the resemblance, you see the parallels to our societies right now. And it makes you, I hope that it makes you realize that there's a lot of shit going on at the moment that is not okay. For example, what I also really liked is I hate that this is happening in the book, obviously, but I like that this has an open end, and it's not a it's a hopeful one. I wouldn't say it's a happy ending, it's a hopeful ending, but homophobia still exists, and this is the future. Queer people are still oppressed, women are still oppressed, and it just gets worse, basically. To me, that kind of made me, it kind of woke me up in a sense, because I always pictured the future to be a society where our identities are not criminalized, where queer people are free to be who they are. At the moment, we are targeted once more, our communities are targeted once more, meaning our rights are being taken away at this moment. Look at what's happening, people. I really need someone to write a fanfic about this, and I think this book is actually very suitable for us to write fanfictions because there are a few plot holes. For example, why is Milinue an angel? Like, how did she even get there? Like, she says that she remembers her parents, like, towards the end of the book, but, like, faintly. She remembers them, like, vaguely. But I constantly wondered, like, who did this to you? Like, who put you in this situation? Like, who gave you away to this company that owns you, that owns your body and owns your mind, and they can do whatever they want with you. So this is like something that I would love to see explored in a fanfic, because I know this isn't a sequel. There's only one book. Also, I want to know what happened to Inessa's father. Where is he? Where is he? Like, who is this guy, and where did he go? And is there a land, is there a place where you could be free from Karis? Will they maybe go there once Inessa saves her from this pedophile? Um, and you know, there are a lot of like, also of course, like it's an open end. You can definitely just continue writing the story and make something up. So this is why I'm looking forward to fanfics. I am on AO3 and I already checked. I did not find anything. It's time, people. Maybe I should write a fanfic, but yeah. Actually, I could do it. I've never actually written fanfictions. I love to read them, but maybe I could. I could definitely try. So these are a few things that I liked about this book. I love them. I think the book is just a celebration of sensitivity and softness, despite everything that's going on in the world, despite living in a world that teaches you to be rational, that teaches you not to feel, that teaches you to be kind of cold, and maybe that teaches you apathy as well. Both of them are quite sensitive human beings. And, you know, Inessa kind of, I think I kind of got the vibe of Inessa being a highly sensitive person. There are a lot of things that she notices, very detailed things. Like, I feel like she has a very rich experience of life, and she notices a lot of details. For example, body language, facial expressions. And Melinue, I think, is also a very sensitive person by nature. Well, she's a cyborg, which is actually really interesting. Had to undergo like these procedures where in which she just loses her memory. So this is also kind of something that obviously impacts her, but I feel like by nature she is also a sensitive person. So I see this book as a love letter to sensitivity and to softness. I also wanted to talk about music because I'm a person that often kind of dives into a fictional world, and I do love fictional characters, and I think it's always fun to kind of explore them through different kinds of media. For example, visually, through photos or mood boards that I often make for characters. I actually made 3 mood boards for another book, the Delirium series, that I also want to talk about on this channel, and you can see them on my Instagram account if you're interested. I also like to listen to music that reminds me of the character. I want to talk about a few songs that remind me of the characters. Unfortunately, I cannot play them in this video, but I will still just mention them. The first one is Signs by iiso. The song has this kind of vibrant electronic vibe of like, also it's kind of like a sci-fi, like it just reminds me of this like virtual sci-fi cyberspace world. And I totally associated with Melinue and her life in like the upper city. I just check it out. It's also sapphic. For Inessa, there are actually a few songs that made me think of her. For example, Thank You by Florist. I love this song. It always makes me cry. It reminded me of the scene where she thinks of like the sunset. Well, there are often she talks about the sun, and it always makes her feel like deeply. And this song also talks about the sun and how this person appreciates like life and like the little things in life. It's so beautiful. Like, just please listen to it. It's so beautiful. It totally reminds me of her because she's in this really shitty situation, but she still finds gratitude and she still appreciates the little things about life, and that's so beautiful, I think. Yeah, I think she's just a wonderful human, wonderful fictional character. Yeah, I also thought about like a few songs that just remind me of their relationship. For example, Holding Your Hand by Atlas and Yung Bae. If you listen to lo-fi on YouTube or SoundCloud in 2016, you know Atlas. She's a wonderful musician, rapper. Like, the lyrics are just amazing. And she has a song with Yung Bae that to me has a very rich sound. There's a lot of instrumentals. I can also read a bit of the lyrics. I have it here. Skip to later in the year, watching summer turn to fall, watching Halloween approach and losing slumber to it all. It would seem as though impossible, but somehow you had managed to be even more angelic. Something lovely had evolved, and I refused to question how. Just smile in euphoria, always entertained and all the while never bored of ya. Because everything about you, from your smile to how you spell your name, is absolutely perfect, and I swear I've never felt the same. I just love it. The lyrics in combination with the instrumentals, with the music, remind me of Inessa's energy, and I think this is how maybe she thinks of Mel. When you translate human experiences into sound, I think this is what it would sound like. Yeah, please tell me what you think about this book if you want to. I'd be very interested to hear like what you have to say about it. Please just comment or, let me know. Yes, thank you for watching.